Hi everyone. So question number 1. How did you ask Tori on your first date? Slowly is how I asked Tori on our first date. I went over to her house with the sole purpose of asking her on a date. And we were walking Watson and doing other stuff. Uh, 3 hours later, I still hadn't mustered up the courage to ask her out. Um, and by this time, she was getting ready for wanting, I'm sure, to get ready for bed. I knew I should probably get going. It was getting late. It was a school night. Um, but finally, 3 hours after I went over to her house, I asked her out. And she said yes. So then question number 2, what did you do on your first date? We went to a little Spanish tapas place in North Park, and we sat outside, even though it was cold, and it was in a kind of dark, poorly lit area, which I didn't know, but oh well, we were safe. Number 3, what's Tori's most embarrassing moment with you? She's pretty smooth, but when I was visiting Elk Grove over winter break, this was just before we started dating, she had an appointment at the optometrist, and so I went with her because we had plans to go do stuff later that day or something. And as she was walking out, she was standing at the desk at the counter, making sure her bill was all covered by insurance and that she was good to go. And then all of a sudden, she just passes out like a sack of potatoes. She just falls. So that's probably her most embarrassing moment with me. Number 4, what would Tori describe as her perfect date? I would probably say hiking or rock climbing in the morning, and then finishing that in time to go get brunch somewhere. Preferably at Portage Bay, our favorite little brunch place up here in Seattle. Number 5, when did you know you first loved Tori? Well before she knew she loved me, that's for sure. I had feelings for her for a long time before we started dating, and all of the reasons that I had feelings for her, all of the character traits and attributes that I saw in her, I just got to see those more and more as we started dating, and so I fell in love with her pretty quick. Number 6, how many kids does Tori want? Like 3-ish? I don't think she has a very set number in her head, but I'm gonna go with 3. Number 7, what's Tori's biggest pet peeve? She's not easily flustered, but I'd say when she sees that people, and especially businesses, do things less efficiently than they could, if a company isn't structured as well as would be optimal, or if customer service isn't as efficient as it could be, I'd say that's probably one of her pet peeves. Number 8, what's the best meal that each of you cook? Well, just the other day, she made these like little sweet potato silver dollar things like that big, and toasted it with a little bit of cheese and made this barbecue sauce dip, and it was really good. So that's my favorite thing that she makes. And then for me, I think she probably said Brussels sprouts. Number 9, what's your favorite thing to do together? For us, anything outdoorsy, anything that gets us outdoors and moving around and active, so hiking, bike rides, rock climbing, going on a run, anything to go out and enjoy the sun. And then lastly, number 10, what are 5 things you love about Tori? First, I'd probably say how much she loves Christ, and not just that she loves Christ, but how much it affects everything she does, all the decisions she makes, all of the way she treats people, the way she looks at morals and finances, and just how evident her faith is in the way she lives her life and how seriously she takes it. I love that. Secondly, I'd probably say how well she cares for others and how selfless she is. She's very others-centered And it's not just that she's thoughtful, but that she's preemptively thoughtful. She's able to anticipate what people might need or want, and then she's really good at taking care of all of that and taking care of the people around her. A third, I'd say just how smart she is. She's brilliant. She's incredibly intelligent, and that makes conversations with her fun. And I love hearing what she's learning and how excited she gets that she is learning. So I love that about her. Fourth, and this is big for me, is how she handles conflict resolution. And because that's always been a sore spot for me. But to see how gentle and patient she is, and how kind and loving she is when I have a problem or when she has a problem. But she's just been a very safe person to work through conflict with, so I've loved that. And lastly, I'd probably say that we have so many hobbies and passions and interests in common. We both love exercise and being outdoors and like the same kind of movies and books and all that sort of stuff, and so that just adds another level to the relationship when you enjoy doing all those things together. And also I love her sense of humor. So that last one is kind of a twofer, but that's okay.